Okay, now after we have our pencil drawing, we're going to take a marker or something that's dark that stands out against the pencil, and we're going to label the actual locations of the planets. And we're going to do that by folding the paper. So if we take the paper, it's folded in half like this. And open it up. What would you call the halfway mark if it being a fraction? Well, that would be 1/2. So we label 1/2 in the middle of the paper. That's also half of the distance between the Sun and Pluto. And at that halfway point, this is where we would find, with the up and down ring, this would be Uranus. So if you look, this is very different from where I originally thought it was in the solar system. Okay, so that's at the halfway point. Our next step is we're going to take a fold from the Sun side and we're going to go to the fold in the middle of the page. I'm going to go back, put a fold here, and we fold it again. And what fraction would this be of the distance? Take a moment to think. See if you can write down an answer here. If we have 1/2, this is the whole. What fraction would this be here? Okay, this would be 1/4. And at the 1/4 point, we'd have a planet right here. And this would be Saturn. So where I put Venus, in reality, a quarter of the way from the Sun to Neptune is where Saturn is. I thought Saturn was here. In all the diagrams I've seen of the solar system, they have planets kind of laid out evenly in space, but in actuality, it's a lot different than what I thought. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Okay, let's take from Pluto, the Kuiper Belt, and go fold all the way to the middle at the halfway point, and make a fold here. I'm going to open it up and think about the next fraction. So here we have 1/4, 1/2, and we folded it again. What would this fraction be here? Think about it a moment. Write down on your paper what you think it is. And here, this would be 3/4. So we think about this as a whole. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 parts, and this is the 3rd quarter of it. So at this point, we're in the solar system. We're 3/4 to the end of the solar system, way out there, and the planet that's way out there would be the ice giant Neptune. So way out there would be Neptune. I put Neptune far out there, but Neptune is actually closer in than my original guess. I'm also curious to see what your guesses turn out to be. Okay, next fold, we're going to go back to the Sun, and we're going to go to this quarter mark where Saturn is. I'm going to make another fold right here. We're going to open it up, and on that fold, again, think about what fraction this would be. 1/4. This is half of 1/4. What fraction would that be? Take a guess and write on your paper. Maybe pause the video. Okay, that would be 1/8. And at the 1/8 mark, we would have Jupiter. So right here, the red storm, the largest of our planets, gas giant. This would be Jupiter. Okay, now Jupiter's way off from what I originally thought. I've got it halfway between the Sun and Pluto, the Kuiper Belt, the length of our solar system. What I thought, but actually Jupiter's only 1/8 of the way out. Okay, let's go again. Okay, we're going to go from the Sun. We're going to start making pretty small folds now. We're going to go from the Sun back to Jupiter, the 1/8 mark. Make another fold. And then here, what would this be? If this is half of 1/8, what fraction do you think it would be? Take a moment to write it out. And this would be 1/16. And 1/16 would be the asteroid belt. Right here. So originally the asteroid belt, I had it out near the middle of the paper. It's actually only 1/16 of the way the length of the solar system. And we've got one more fold. I'll put my marker down, and this one's going to be kind of hard because we're running out of room, but make a little tiny fold from the sun to the asteroid belt. Open that up, and what would a half of 1/16 be? So take a minute to write that down if you know, or at least write down what you think. Okay, half of 1/16 would be 1/32 would be the fraction. And at this point, what planet do we have here? If we write down right here, this would be Mars. So Mars, and then shortly after that you would have Earth and Venus and Mercury. But if we look, I'm surprised to find out that my guess right here was far different than the actual locations right here. So look at your drawing, your diagram, your model, and see how your guess differed from the actual locations. And we're also going to talk about this in the formative, but what is the difference between the inner planets here and the outer planets? Now, if we think about the outer planets, gas giants and ice giants, if you look at Jupiter and all the way out to Neptune, this is a huge distance here. And our inner rocky planets are just a tiny fraction of the solar system compared to the rest. Okay, that's it.